like to extend an extremely warm welcome to all our members of the Indian Women Network and also all the male champions that are present here today to support us in our journey of women empowerment. It's been a long journey, and I've been with the Indian Women Network since the inception. I'd like to extend an extremely warm welcome to all the speakers for the inaugural session. Each person is a stalwart in their own field. And I had the privilege to get to know them personally through my networking in the organization of CII. I think this organization is what provides us with that sort of a networking opportunity, because while the Telangana conference states breaking free, what is breaking free to me personally? In the normal circumstance, I would have been just a normal housewife. And trying to meet up with such stalwarts here would have really inhibited me. But coming into this organization, talking to these people, getting inspired by each one of them, and somewhere down the line, I would like to emulate their best characteristics, their best attributes. And I think that is what this power of networking on such a beautiful platform has brought to me. And at my age, I've just crossed a half a century. And coming from my background that I've reached to this position, I'm sure with the potential available with every young individual girl today, they will reach much better heights in the days to come. So on that note, I'd like to welcome you all today to this wonderful conference that is being hosted by the Southern Region of Indian Women Network in partnership with the state of Telangana, and my entire Telangana team is here. Of course, I also have all the Southern Council office bearers who have supported me in my journey for the last 1 year. I'd like to now personally thank Mr. Santhanam, who's taken my offer to invite him and been here with us this early morning on a working day to share his perspective on what women empowerment means. He's been a true champion right from the inception of Indian Women Network. My special thanks also to Mr. Kamal Bali. The moment I just sent him a WhatsApp message, he responded back immediately saying, "Vanitha, for you, I will definitely be there." And as a chairperson of an international company, I know the time that he has to take out from his personal commitments to be with us here on a weekday morning, so early in the morning, addressing all the beautiful women out here. Thank you, Kamal. Of course, Sudhakar Pai, my contemporary in CII, he headed the CII for Karnataka region. Specifically this year, I wanted to bring outstation guests to come and address us, also from the other gender, because we need to understand what is it that men feel about empowering women. Because there is a saying that says, when you are empowering women to lead the world, how is it that you teach the men to deal with these empowered women? So I'm sure Mr. Pai will regale us with his personal anecdotes on how such men like him will help empowered women like us to actually deal with the challenges of the coming world. Of course, my thanks to Suchitra. Suchitra, you still are my role model. I wish at some point of time I am bestowed on with awards like what she has been bestowed. She has been a pillar of support to her spouse in her professional journey and her personal journey. So even if I achieve 1/10 of what you are, I'm sure I'm going to be up there with all of them in future or in whatever is left in my professional career. Of course, thanks to Shobha and Reena. They have been strong pillars of support in my journey here. So with that, I have a few points that I need to also mention in my journey for this year. It has been an extremely rewarding and an enriching personal journey for me. As I have been mentioning to you, unless I had come into this professional forum, I would have just been at work, at the workplace and at my home. I wouldn't have had the company of such inspiring women to guide me in this journey, from whom I could draw inspiration on a day-to-day basis. Because yesterday in the last regional council, I did mention to all my office bearers, in my earlier avatar, the only women that I ever came across spoke about kitty parties, spoke about domestic issues like maids, cooking, children, probably spouses. Not one of them would ever talk about professional issues because that was a world that was not open to them.
One on the list.
The standard one.
So when I actually joined the workforce 25 years back with my grandfather for a few years, then with my brother, and now with my husband, even then in the professional setup, I had one or two women, but I could never connect with them on a professional basis because I was always part of the management team. So there was this hidden barrier between us. But coming to this forum and looking at all the wonderful women who have achieved so much, in spite of whatever challenges, whatever obstacles they would have had to come across and have achieved the status that they are enjoying today, I have drawn so much of inspiration from all of them. And I would like to thank each one of them today for helping me break free from my own internal barriers. So this 5 years has taken me on a long journey. I'd like to announce that the incoming team, led by the able Reena Vivekanandan, will be taking over from today onwards. We have an excellent team who will be constituting the Southern Region Council, and we will deliver that much more programs and content to all the aspiring members of Indian Women Network so that we as an organization can stand here and say proudly that we were able to help you personally in your professional journey. On the policy front, we are working with the governments both at the state level as well as with the national level to actually bring about changes in policies which will enable more women to stay in the workplace. Today, if you look at the Indian scenario, apparently India stands number one, and I have mentioned this in a number of occasions. We have the highest number of women who are overqualified, yet choose to be homemakers. And while that may not be much of an issue, it is because their contribution to the economic activity is so low that our nation is not going ahead and where we would like to be in the days to come. So on that front, the policies that we are helping to formulate, helping to recommend to the various governments will probably help the Gen Next to be able to sustain and to progress in their own careers so that we come towards the nation getting to be a more gender parity and a more gender-friendly nation, and then we also increase in the global rankings. So yes, I think all of you do know that we have three verticals: the learning and development, the health and well-being, and the policy and advocacy. We have contributed to a number of programs throughout the year. We have been able to touch many participants in this journey. We will actually take some time to show you a brief video on all those that we were able to do during my leadership. At this opportunity, I'd like to thank the state leadership in each of the 6 southern states for the very, very proactive role that they have played in understanding the requirements of each of our members and also designing need-based activities for them. So a huge round of thank you to all my conveners, co-conveners, and my state leadership team. I also take this opportunity to thank our health and well-being partners who have helped us in supporting our initiatives to promote the health and well-being of all our women, because this is one critical element in women's progression in her career. Unless we have a healthy lady, she will not be able to bring that much more positive outcomes to the organization that she works with. I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank all our knowledge partners who have provided the much needed information on such an important legislation in concerning the women of our nation. We've also had a few international collaborations, and I had the privilege of speaking at a few of these events in Georgia, Tbilisi, and of course in Berlin, Germany. As all of you know, just like CII, our parent organization, the southern region of the Indian Women Network is surpassing in terms of the number of members, whether it is industrial members, individual members, academic institutions. Today, I'm very proud to say that we have 189 partners who have traversed with us in this journey, and we are the #1 region in the country. Of course, today IWN is on a national level. We are across the states, across the regions, across the zones. I think Suchitra will talk a little bit more of IWN on the national level. I thank the CII leadership as well as the IWN leadership at the national level who have helped us and supported us in all our initiatives. And thank you, Suchitra, Reena, Shobha. Of course, without your championing the causes, we wouldn't have reached this journey. And right now, I'd like to share a small video that we have captured on all the highlights of the last 1 year. With that, I will conclude my speech. And after the playing of the video, I will invite Mr. Santhanam, our chief guest for today, to release the annual report that will be shared with all of you. So with these few words, I'd like to thank each one of you who have shared my journey with me. And I will be failing in my duty if I don't mention my very, very supportive spouse, Mr. Ramesh Datla, who was the CII Southern Region immediate past chairperson. He has been a pillar of support for me, and he has helped me aspire to where I have reached to this level today. So I'm sure if we had such supporting spouses like him, many, many more women like me will reach those heights that they wish to reach, and they will achieve their dreams. So a big thank you to Ramesh.
We are ready to sponsor the entire year in Kerala. We are done already, signed up. National level. The entire year, whatever programs come, we are the comfort partners. Madhu was coordinating that with me. I told the team from now onwards. Till now I was doing only southern regions. Already told. Madhu already knows. Madhu knows. Already touched. She's open to come here. What to do? Every year, again, national level. Last year she called me up and said, I want sponsorship from your side. I said, okay, national level, annual budget. And annual budget is close to the 20 lakhs, but I don't know where to get the money. Whatever shortfall is there, I'll write it. Then she said, if you can give me 1 lakh per month, I can make a budget. Every month we give her 1 lakh. One mismanagement, we are living dark, cash in the bank. Very dangerous.
Thank you. May I now invite Santhanam to please release the annual report for the year 2017-2018.
Done? 30 seconds.
Releasing the annual report. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everybody. I'd also like to wish the incoming team all the very best. I know the bar has been set pretty high in IWN, and I'm sure all of you will surpass it, and IWN will evolve into a much looked after platform where women will actually want to get in and add to the value that we can actually do to the Gen Next. So I'd like to wish you all an excellent day today. I know the Telangana team has set up a wonderful session post this inaugural too. And of course, in the inaugural, we have extremely good speakers. So I would urge all the participants and all the delegates to please remain throughout the day. We've got excellent speakers throughout the day, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of takeaways for all of us that will help us to evolve in our own personal journeys. So thank you all for giving me a patient hearing. I'd like to now invite Mr. Santanam, the past chairman of CII Southern Region and the managing director of the Flat Glass South Asia for Malaysia, Egypt, and India, to please say a few words in his keynote address. Thank you.